My name is Paul Teutul Sr., and I run Orange County Choppers. We produce the most badass custom bikes in the world.
When it comes to reality TV, success and popularity usually go in hand with scandals and legal issues. The same can be said about the worldwide known American Chopper and its main star, Paul Teutul Sr., who, besides being a prominent businessman and bike builder, is also well known for being prone to trouble both on and off screen. While Paul Sr.'s personal issues include his severed family bonds, addictions, and a considerable number of lawsuits against him, in recent years his serious financial difficulties have also taken a prominent space in his life. So, is it true that Paul Teutul Sr. owes lots of money to a photographer? What is his current financial situation? And what has happened to his business in recent years? Stay here to know all about the money issues faced by the Teutul patriarch and so much more. Unfortunately, Paul Teutul Sr. is no stranger to controversy and legal problems, which is why the fact that he was sued by a photographer isn't surprising for those who followed him closely. According to reports, in 2013, a Pennsylvania man named Scott Gunnels took pics of Paul Sr.'s youngest son, Michael Teutul, and registered them under copyright laws. Around 2018, Gunnels found out that not only had Michael been using his photos without permission for his social media and to promote his art events, but also that his work had been used in American Chopper and its merchandise brand, having deleted his watermark. How much money was made from the merchandise sale was undisclosed, but it was apparently enough for a New York court to rule in Gunnels' favor by ordering Discovery, Pilgrim Media Group, Paul Sr. and Michael to pay him $258,484.45 in damages. While the debt was most likely paid right away, this care is only one of the failed legal battles Paul Sr. has faced in recent years, which have taken a toll on his financial situation. Being ordered to pay over $200,000 was surely a strong hit for Paul Sr., but it certainly wasn't his first time in court on money-related issues, as back in April 2017, he was sued for fraud by a former business partner. Reportedly, in 2015, Thomas Derbyshire allegedly found the production of American Chopper's spin-off American Made, which would feature both Paul Sr. and actor Rusty Coombs from the drama series Sons of Anarchy as well. However, Derbyshire stated that not only had Paul Sr. refused to film alongside Coombs as his contract stated, but also that he had used the production's money to pay his son Michael's salary, without authorization, on top of trying to change the deal to receive a bigger cut of the profits. All these accusations were denied by Paul Sr.'s lawyers, who told Page 6 that Derbyshire's interpretations of said events is without merit, also adding that the timing is very suspect of once again untrue allegations, due to its closeness to American Chopper's 2018 revival. No further information about the case has been revealed. Another one of Paul Teutul Sr.'s money-related legal battles took place in late 2018 when he was sued by a car shop for breach of contract. It goes back to August that year when Paul Sr. commissioned the JTM Motorsports to modify his 2009 Corvette ZR1 in exchange for featuring their business in American Choppers, which Revival aired that year. However, Paul Sr. allegedly failed to comply with his part of the deal, leading the company to sue him for breach of contract, demanding that he repay the money the company spent in the car's reparation plus storage time, amounting to over $50,000. JTM Motorsports later chose to waive the storage fee charges, but their repayment claims were ruled valid by the court, which ordered Paul Sr. to pay $30,000 when the case was sealed in January 2019. Nonetheless, by May that year, Paul Sr. had failed to pay the awarded money and was ordered to pay $17,000 right away. That being said, Paul Sr.'s inability to comply with the initial court's ruling was caused by his then severe financial problems, which even led him to file for bankruptcy in late 2018. Unfortunately, Paul Sr.'s repeated legal issues eventually took a toll on his personal finances, leading him to file for bankruptcy in February 2018. According to reports, Paul Sr.'s Chapter 13 bankruptcy application allowed him to reschedule repayment plans for his creditors, to whom he owed $1,070,893.44. These debts were worrisome considering Paul Sr.'s then current net worth was $1,801,729, and was largely the interest fees of his New York home. Other details in the case point out that Paul Sr.'s monthly income was little over $15,000 at the time, but his expenses were $12,612. While it was revealed that Paul Sr. owed over $150,000 in taxes, plus thousands to credit card companies and in medical bills, it was also reported that there was a judgment against him of $32,000, though it's unknown from which legal battle that debt originated. Although at the time American Chopper's revival was yet to premiere, it was evident that Paul Sr.'s financial situation was worsening, reaching a new low in April 2019 when his trustee accused him of not providing enough documentation about his income and tax returns, thus putting in doubt his receiving legal protection was appropriate in his case. At the point when Paul Sr.'s situation looked ghastly, he found a way out of it by selling his New York home in 2019, but still faced numerous troubles before recovering. Reportedly, the Teutul patriarch took $1 million mortgage to build said home back in 2005, lowering his monthly payments 2 times prior to 2017, when he allegedly still owed $870,939.43. In order to seal his mortgage and pay other debts, Paul Sr. put the 32-acre homestead up for sale for $2.9 million, though later lowering the price to $2.49 million. By the time he filed for bankruptcy in 2018, the value of his home was apparently $1.8 million, quite a difference from the sale price he initially put on it. As the bankruptcy case progressed, the sale of his mansion seemed to stagnate to say the least, until in May 2019 when he finally sold it for $1.9 million. However, other valuable assets were included in the deal, such as boats, tools, animals, and machinery. On top of the already attractive features the home had, such as a volleyball court, a barn, and even waterfalls. Certainly, saying goodbye to his home was difficult for Paul Teutul Sr., but the deal was necessary to settle his financial problems at the time. One of the most memorable moments in American Chopper's history took place in 2020, with the premiere of the spin-off The Last Ride, featuring Paul Sr. and his son Paul Jr. working together for the first time in a decade. While it was mentioned in the show that Orange County Choppers was moving to Florida, as its headquarters were soon to be demolished, apparently the building still exists. According to a report by the local radio station WGNA, in August 2022, the old headquarters were still standing, though some damage to the structure, broken glass, and destroyed floors was evident. The property is allegedly abandoned nowadays, which is sad considering that in January 2021, some plans of repurposing the structure were underway. As WPDH reported then, some considered that the property might serve as housing for homeless people in the community, while others thought about transforming it into a new business. It's unknown why plans for bringing new life to the building haven't seen the light of day so far, but any fan of American Choppers would surely feel nostalgic at seeing the old Orange County Choppers basement in such a poor condition. Long before even thinking of owning a chopper building business, Paul Teutul Sr. was already an accomplished businessman. In the early 1970s, Paul Sr. founded his first business in co-partnership with John Grosso, his longtime friend and drinking partner. As the business grew, Paul Sr.'s alcoholic tendencies grew to an unbearable point. It wasn't until he sobered up in 1985 that he saw things in a different light, deciding that his old business wasn't enough. Paul Sr.'s renewed drive resulted in him breaking his partnership with Grosso, building a new shop, and so the business just kept growing. I ended up tripling the size of the facility and renting another building down the street. He recalled in his autobiography, The Ride of a Lifetime. Paul Sr. passed from having a couple of employees to hiring dozens. But not everything was positive. By the time Orange County Iron Works was at its peak, Paul Sr.'s choice to stay away from alcohol rifted his friendship with Grosso, who died 6 months after leaving his employee position in the shop. Despite the unfortunate personal loss, Paul Sr. focused on growing his business until that also wasn't enough. In 1999, the Teutul patriarch left Ironworks in the hands of his family, moving on to making his dream of building bikes a reality. While the official start of Orange County Choppers occurred in 1999, Paul Sr. had been building bikes long before that. According to his 2009 autobiography, in the early 1970s, He was buying vintage parts from a local distributor named Ted Doring, who owned a business called V-Twin Manufacturing at the time. Although Doring would rise to fame some decades later as a major distributor of bike parts, at the time he was a small business owner who also wasn't a fan of what Paul Sr. did to the articles he bought from him. Nonetheless, that small detail didn't stop them from becoming friends, with Doring also becoming Paul Sr.'s mentor. He was the guy who would point me in the right direction in terms of the parts I needed to build the bikes I wanted to create, he wrote. Those were Paul Sr.'s beginnings in the business, but still taking a couple of decades before actually entering the custom bike building industry. Then, just a couple of months after starting Orange County Choppers, his shop's creations were in chopper events all around the US. As Paul Sr. entirely focused on Orange County Choppers, his old metalworking business was about to fall down an unfortunate route. As it happens, in 1999, Paul Sr. reportedly sold Orange County Iron Works, Inc. to his oldest son Paul Teutul Sr., but still remained as an employee of the business. Upon the success of Orange County Choppers, Jr. apparently chose to close Iron Works, Inc. and buy a share of the custom bike building shop. However, Paul Sr.'s second son, Daniel, kept the former business alive by buying its assets for $185,000 in 2004. Unfortunately, Ironworks Inc. didn't last long after that, as in 2005, a company named Turner Construction filed and won a lawsuit for $1.3 million for breach of contract against Ironworks. The business filed for bankruptcy right after the court's ruling, but were accused of fraud in 2007 by their case's trustee, Tom Genova, for having allegedly transferred Ironworks Inc.'s assets to a new company named Orange County Iron Works, LLC. A business move he considered hindered their obligations to the old company's debtors. The case was finally closed in 2009 as Ironworks LLC and Genova came to a $500,000 settlement. While it's evident that neither Paul Sr. nor the rest of the family avoid legal trouble, the future seems bright for Orange County Choppers. Upon the closure of its old New York headquarters, Paul Sr. and his team moved to their new building in Florida, named Orange County Choppers Roadhouse and Museum, officially opened in mid-2021, offering clientele a bar and grill experience and a bike museum in the same place. While the move was meant as a fresh start for Paul Sr., it was also a decision he expected to favor him on the business side. There's more of a sense of freedom in Florida, more of a fan base, and you could ride for about 9 months out of the year, he told Times Herald Record. For now, it's unknown if this new chapter in Orange County Choppers' story will bring back a revival of American Chopper as well, but it's relieving to see that Paul Sr.'s legendary business is still alive, despite the variety of difficulties he's faced. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.